Well, hello, and welcome to another Neopets cookbook video. So I wanted to do another weirder recipe that I found in the cookbook after last time's recipe. So today's is going to be, I think, fairly interesting. So hope you're ready for this mess. We're doing Fyora's spring soup today. So what we're going to end up needing for this is 1 tablespoon of vegan butter. I just use normal butter. 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. I just use normal canola oil. So next is half an onion. One thing I don't like is they don't give you a weight or tell you what kind of onion. I used a Vidalia onion, which is significantly bigger than white onions. So it would have been nice to have more information on that. Next up is going to be 1 pound and 5 ounces of roughly chopped carrots. After that, we're looking for 1 large stick of celery, roughly chopped. This is about 2 sticks, close enough. Next is 1 clove of garlic. I didn't use garlic. I typically will use this kind of paste because like 1 tablespoon is about 1 clove of garlic, and then I don't have to buy a whole bunch of garlic, so I ended up using that instead. After that, we're looking about 3.5 ounces of these flours that I cannot pronounce. Now, when I got mine, it was about 78 grams, so we'll see how that goes. Next is 3.5 cups of vegetable stock, and then after that is sea salt and freshly ground pepper to taste. So first off, we're going to put the butter and the oil in the pan, heat that up, and then we're going to cook the onions and everything. So I sped this up because it would be very boring to watch me melt butter and cook onions. I'm sure you've seen this before. After the onions are cooked down a little bit, we add our carrots, celery, and garlic, and then turbo speed cook those bitches. And then after those have cooked for about another 5 minutes, we're going to add the stock, and then we're going to cook that until all the carrots are tender. Now, I didn't actually have any stems to add in the next part after that simmered for about 20 minutes, so you won't see me add any of those. But after that did simmer and the carrots were soft, that's when I did add in the actual flours, and I cooked that for about a couple of minutes. So next up though is going to be the fun part. So the recipe book tells you to use an immersion blender, which if you've never seen an immersion blender, it's a little scary. It doesn't look too bad until you actually look at the bottom, and that thing will lob a finger off if you shove it in there, so be careful. But pretty much what you do with it is you just immerse it in the actual soup or whatever you're making to blend it up. Now you could just simply put all this into a blender and do it that way. My pot was a little bit too big, so I ended up having to kind of turn it up to use it. But after it's all blended up, you want to just salt and pepper it to taste. I just threw a bunch in there and called it good enough because I wanted to taste it after doing the last step of ladling it to the bowl. Since I only used 78 grams of the flours, I didn't have any to garnish because I didn't even have enough for the technical recipe because I was almost 20 grams short-ish. I'm not great at math. So after putting it in the bowl, it's got a very interesting baby food-ish texture. If you're not a texture fan, it might not be great for you, but it's fine. I guess it's a kind of chunkier soup, but it's okay. It looks a little odd, but the taste is fucking horrible. Oh my god, this literally tastes like I'm eating an old person who is like has just eaten a full garden of flowers. Jesus Christ. Why did they tell me to add so many flowers? Why? It just tastes like I'm eating perfume. I'm walking through Macy's in the perfume section. I tried to add some milk to this, thinking, okay, well, maybe if I add some milk, it'll chill out the flavor just a little bit. Just a little bit. I probably should have thought about adding this because it took me forever to try to stir it up in here. But I mean, even after it did loosen it up a little bit, which was kind of nice, like texture wise. But even after tasting it with the milk added, it still tasted god awful. And I had my husband try it, and he said it was fucking disgusting. So this recipe would be great if you just don't put the flowers in it. But with the flowers, no. It's horrible. Please do not I'll have it below, but don't make it. I don't suggest it. Make it without the flowers. If you do anything, make it without flowers. This confirms that Fyora is out to fucking just be mean to everyone in Neopets. This bitch. Anyway, this I hope you enjoyed that. The Neopets cookbook isn't bad. In the stance of a cookbook, it's not great, I feel like. It's a little inconsistent with like weights, and directions are just kind of okay. If you're a very, very beginner chef, some of these I feel like could be a little difficult to attempt, but it's all right. If you want me to make any other recipes though, I'll have the index at the end, so just let me know. Thanks for hanging out with me. Never in your life make this soup, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.